Well, speaking of the Master, they did release a trailer. We have one more. I mean, it's crazy to think there's one more episode with this crew, and
Yeah, that's crazy.
there's a regeneration coming. We don't know exactly when the episode's coming. They say fall or autumn. So, if there's some predictions out there, maybe it's going to be in October. They could wait till Thanksgiving-ish time, who knows? But so that's coming. And we do know, they gave us a trailer, like I said. I don't know, some images. What did you think? We have the Master. We know he's coming back. They dropped some lines on us that were, from the Flux stuff where there's kind of predicting her end and things that she should be watching out for. We see that Cyberman guy with like the half helmet thing.
Yep.
So he's coming back. So some of the stuff that they've introduced throughout seems to be coming back. Daleks are going to be in it. Yay. What else did they show? Oh, spacesuits.
Yeah, spacesuits.
The iconic Doctor spacesuit. I love that. That's kind of a thing, right? The Doctor, every Doctor ends up in a spacesuit at some point. So I like that they're doing the spacesuit with these
previous companions returning.
Yes. I will admit, did not recognize either of them for a moment. I thought that one of them was maybe Susan Foreman, and I was like, "Are we gonna get a Susan return?" But no, it's not. It's Ace and Tegan.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've seen Ace. I did watch some episodes with Ace in it. Tegan, I'll admit, I had never watched any episodes she was in. Not a big draw for me,
Yeah.
I'm almost actually kind of like, really, they're gonna waste time on these? Like, it's her last episode. It's Jodie Whittaker's last episode. I almost would have rather it just be her, Dan, Yaz, maybe even have some of her previous companions come back and have an appearance. It'd be nice to see them. But these, kind of pulling these out of the history books, that may appeal to a certain number of fans, but I think for the most part, it's kind of a weird decision, I think, for a finale.
Yeah, I basically, based on the trailer and based on the pictures that we have, I want to know how long this episode's going to be, right? Like, we have Dalek Cyberman, we have Vinder, we have the new companions, we have the Master. Like,
we have Kate.
You have Kate Lethbridge Stewart. Like, if you don't give, going back to the Master, if you don't give the Master a good chunk of time in the episode, like, that's a little bit of a waste. Like, that Master was incredible. So it's like, you have all of these pieces. How long is this episode's going to be? Like, if we get another 40-minute episode, I have no idea how they're going to do right by all of this getting stuck in here.
My guess is this is going to be one of those like double up, like, hour and a half, somewhere between an hour and a half, 2 hours type thing.
Yeah,
that they've done before.
That they're going to have to. I mean, with the amount of things that they've already shown us in just such a short period of time, they're going to have to do a lot. They're going to have to have a longer episode. That's what I meant to say. Dan is holding a Sonic in his spacesuit, which is interesting. I don't know who Sonic it is.
A crack in it, like a helmet with like a hole in the face mask. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Master. I mean, the fact that the Master's gonna be back, I'm actually pretty excited. I love his version of the Master.
Yes.
So I'm very excited. I think that's very fitting, especially since he was the one that kind of introduced the whole, like, the information around the timeless child. He was the first one to kind of drop that on her.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see kind of what else he has to say. Maybe more reveals, more information's dropped on us about that stuff. They actually give us a scene where she starts to, at least looks like she's starting to regenerate. And she yells like Yaz as she's starting to regenerate.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe that's like they're throwing us off. Maybe that starts to happen and she's able to fight it. I know that's happened with other doctors, where it seems like they're about to regenerate and then they don't. So maybe that's just a fake out, but I don't know. I'm excited. The Sea Devils episode, it's kind of like David Tennant, like his last run. They had a bunch of specials, a couple of them were throwaway, and the other ones were very important to the story and kind of tied into everything. The Sea Devils episode absolutely feels like a throwaway. There's nothing that happened in this episode that was connected to anything. There literally could have been, you could have put any doctor with any companions into that story and it wouldn't have mattered because it didn't connect to anything else.
Yep. Whereas
this episode, with all these characters coming back, and I'm sure even more that they didn't show, it looks very connected to what they've already given us throughout her whole run.
Yep.
Which is kind of how a doctor's final episode should go, right? You want to have the throwbacks, you want to have people from her past show up. So the only thing that seems off to me is the classic companions showing up. That almost feels like a stunt, like, hey, it's a big special, so we're going to bring these characters back. That doesn't really mean a lot to me.
Yeah,